Chapter 429 of My Hero Academia is here, and it's giving us some crazy stuff. So let's just get right into it. As always, thank you to Rikasu for the translations. The chapter starts off with our new character having a bit of a narration, confirming it not to be Shigaraki. He states that when he was born, his family quickly realized his quirk was a mutation, and because of that, his family initially treated him very nicely before switching up and locking him in the basement. With his mouth tied up, he sat there crying alone in the dark. His family would open the door, shout "This country is doomed," and throw him some bread. This went on for some years. Wow, so this is really a dark origin already from Hori with this new character. Definitely getting some zealot vibes or just real craziness here. Later, an explosion would hit his family's house and destroy the underground part where he was kept, finally allowing him to escape. After all those years locked away, even the sunlight hurt, and he was confused to see what was going on. People were smiling and working together to rebuild the city, but why? Wow, so this guy really missed all of the war and was released like a curse upon this story. The hype and the intrigue is really building up, but before we get more from the narrator, we cut back to where we ended last chapter with Uraraka girl as she remembers Toga's last words. She's crying as she thinks about how she is only alive because of Toga's death. R.I.P. Toga. I know there were some people out there that were really hoping for Toga to come back, but I think this chapter is the final nail in the coffin on that. Deku has arrived, startling her as she asks Deku how he got there, once again hiding her tears. Deku replies he used all for one, so my boy is really taking advantage of those embers for sure. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video or any of my content, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. We are trying to grow the channel, so any little bit helps. Thanks. Deku tells her that this is a place where they had a really special talk and that he just knew she would be there. Ochako says that she didn't want to be seen, but Deku cuts her off saying that she's been acting weird. Since the entrance exam, she has always prioritized others over herself. Speak to your girl, my boy. The shippers are gonna be mad about this one for sure, although I have to say out of all the montages and all the authors that use them, Hori does a really great job at incorporating them without it feeling intrusive. You're my hero, so I don't want to rely on your strength forever. Holding someone's hand can help put your heart at ease. Did you know that? Deku offers his hand to Ochako to hold, and it's finally happening. Somebody say a prayer for My Hero Academia Twitter. Whew. Ochako takes Deku's hand and starts to cry even harder, explaining, "Himiko died because of me. If I hadn't been stabbed, her quirk allowed her to give blood to anyone. If we had found that out earlier when we were kids, could she have been saved?" Oh wow, this is really powerful stuff. Shipping jokes aside, yes. This is incredible to see that Ochako recognizes how special Toga's quirk was, and how even if it appeared dark, it could have been used to save potentially millions of lives. Deku tells her he's been thinking the same thing about Tenko. The consequences of this war will be different compared to the previous, and AFO warned him that this is a thorny path, but he's sure if they keep reaching out even when it's none of their business, one day. The rest of the class arrives, telling Ochako that they were worried as Suyu begins to hug her. Bakugo asks if the embers of One for All are still there since Deku had to use them to get to Ochako, and Deku tells him yes, and the rest of the students ask why he didn't tell them about the embers to begin with. You know, Bakugo had to be in the moment. But also, I find it interesting that the whole class didn't know about the embers. I figured Deku would have let them know. We get Deku's narration as he says that OFA was completed through the heroism of many people, and now if we could create something all together, ... we get to see that some of the UA statues have been replaced, one of which being replaced with a statue of Monoma, and he's been bragging about it. Then we see Eri singing at Aoyama's farewell party. Wow, that is such a bittersweet full circle moment for Eri. I love that, but also can Deku get some recognition in this story? Cut to All Might telling Hawks that he wants to expand the Billboard charts because several people who aren't heroes helped in the war. They are thinking of creating a new title different from the pro hero title, and they reflect on how there can be many. Cut to the mysterious new character as he begins to look around in disgust, wondering why he has to be the only person to suffer as black liquid starts to pour from his fingers. But The old lady from Tenko's flashback says Sunny and holds his hand. Thank you, Hori, for the redemption arc that we didn't know we needed, and I'm not sure we want. But yeah, let's keep going. The old lady thinks to herself that she doesn't know if that boy was saved, meaning Tenko, but often loses sleep over it, as she should have. Hori out here really rewriting history, but I will allow it. She also says that after what Izuku did that day, everyone felt as if they needed to do something. As she tells the boy, it's okay, Grandma's here now. Wow. Finally some Deku love, and for once, it's really meaningful. The boy looks at the old lady and begins to cry. Deku and Ochako are revealed to have been watching from a distance as they are side by side, smiling at each other. The chapter ends with the rest of Hawk's quote, "A society where heroes have too much spare time." Hori really ending things. We had the potential to have an amazing villain, but here we are, and for once, I think I'm really happy with how this is going. It kind of very nicely puts the question of if we even need a sequel series into play, just in one chapter. Hori is such a great writer, and it's truly amazing when he does great work, such as this chapter. I really felt the emotional pangs and pulls and tugs, and I'm really happy with Ochako's arc. Although it was a little ambiguous, I think there's enough in there that the shippers have an answer whether they like it or not. But also, we have one more chapter to go, and the only real questions left are Deku's future and his dad. Are we getting any of those answers next time? I don't know. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time. Bye.